cleaned up a little bit so we can start our Mickey mess now. Hope you enjoyed the part about the mini with the inserts. And remember, you can add any color you want, and they don't have to just be mini cupcakes. You can make baby shower cupcakes, wedding, anniversary. It's just kind of a fun added extra. Now let's go to Mickey. Mickey, there's a couple different things with him. What you're going to learn is how to make a black icing. And kind of like I said at the start of the lesson, making a black icing can be difficult, and also because it takes so much black, because black is such an intense color, that you end up getting it in your teeth and everything. The trick is to start with chocolate icing. Now, if you don't like chocolate icing, take your vanilla icing and color it brown. The dark brown, there is a color called chocolate brown. You can color it chocolate brown. If you start with a brown or a dark colored base, then the black doesn't have to be quite so intense. So I'm going to take it from brown, and I've got my black here, and it does take quite a bit of black. I'm not going to cheat you out of that. You do have to use a lot of black in there, but you're not going to have to use quite as much. So what I did is I took and I squirted it probably for a good 1.5 second count, because you want to make sure you get that in there. A lot of people, what they say is when they're making black, it ends up coming out gray, or it almost even looks purple. So see, look at that. It's immediately turning into black. And one of the tricks, just like when I show you the red, if you go ahead and you color these colors and then let them set, the moment you let them set, and I'd say color them a day before you need them, the color is going to intensify and you're going to get a deeper color. So don't just think you're going to make your Mickey cupcakes and color it. Make your colors at least a day ahead of time, and then that way there, your colors will get darker as they sit. Now see, now you've got really nice, see, you can see, you've got really nice dark black, okay? So that's the trick. Use chocolate base or a dark chocolate color into your vanilla icing, okay? Now to do the red, what we want to do is we want to take, and instead of just adding red, we want to start out with pink. Because if you notice, whenever you start adding red, you start to go through your colors of pink. So if you start with pink, then you don't have to continue to use so much red. I'm going to use the mini pink for the Mickey red. Okay, so we've got our white icing. I'm going to take the pink. I'm going to add the pink. And I want to close this. I don't want it to spill. They usually don't spill, but you know what? You never know. So here I am adding the pink, and you can see already it's the same mini pink that I used earlier. Now, watch this. We're going to take, and I use super red. If you're wanting anything red, it's super red. There are many different colors of red out there. There's some like a Christmas red or a holiday red. It has a hint of orange in it. And then there's all kinds that have a little hints of different hues in there. So I'm going to start out, and actually I started with a couple drops, but again, I want to add just a little bit more. So I added probably 5 or 6 drops of red. And then see, the moment I start stirring it in, you're starting to immediately get that red. But I do want to show you something about letting your colors sit and let them start to intensify. Now, if you think you need it a little bit redder than this, you can always add more red. You can always add color. But based upon this, and this is one that I did just yesterday, you can kind of tell, let's see if I can, hopefully you can see the difference here. Actually, they don't look too bad. Most of the time it does get a little bit darker, and it is a little bit darker, but I don't know if you can really see that. But this was a real easy red. By adding electric pink with red, you end up getting red. And then if you just let it set, it's just going to continue to get darker. One of the things about red, though, you want to make sure you don't, if you have any countertops or anything that stain easy, even though they are water soluble, just like on your hands, sometimes it takes a couple days to wash it out. you may actually need to go in and use a little bit of bleach to bleach off your countertops, especially if they're very porous, okay? So that's just a bit of information for you because I've been there, okay? Whenever you're dealing with these dark colors. Okay, now to do the Mickey cupcake, and the Mickey actually has the sprinkles in it, we're going to take a little bit of cake batter. And now it depends upon how many sprinkles you want as to how many sprinkles you add. So if you want a lot of sprinkles, then you add more. If you want less, you add less. So that is your personal preference. What I'm using here are the toppers, or some people call them jimmies. So I'm using the red ones and the black ones. And all I'm going to do is just take a little bit. Now, if I was going to add this to my whole cake mix, then I would just take it, pour it in there, stir it, if I was making all of these minis or Mickeys. Okay, so now I've got the black and the red, and then I'm going to take my spatula. I'm going to clean that off here. So you don't need to keep washing them. You can just wipe them off, and your sink is going to appreciate you a whole lot more that way. And then you're just going to stir these. And then you have it right here. Now, because I'm only filling one cupcake and I have a small cup, I'm just going to take it and pour it in here. But just like when I did the minis, I would actually put this into a piping bag if I was piping a lot of them. And then I would just fill it up that way. This is what it's going to look like when your cupcake is baked. This is going to be the inside. And again, just like the minis, if you want to add different colored jimmies or different color toppers, go ahead. They come in so many different colors. You can get a variety of pastels or a variety of primary colors or bright colors, or you can make your own variety, kind of like I just did here. Now we're going to use our closed star tip, and this is tip 848. To do the Mickey, because you can do either one here, and so I'm going to just show you one. But the technique's the same. It's just a matter of if you want to put them in Mickeys or if you just want to put them in jimmies. Okay, again, I'm not using a coupler. And just like with the minis, with the coupler, I want to make sure I just go above the design here. With the coupler, I went just above or just below the threads. So you don't want to be above the threads. And then we're going to cut our bag. So again, you can see that we have not come up into or encroached upon our bag, because if we do, it's going to distort your design and you're not going to get that pretty of a star. Okay, we're going to clean our spatula again. We're going to take our black icing. We're going to fill our bag. So now we've got some really nice black icing right here. We're going to take our Mickey cupcake. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to just squeeze it out. Just enough. I just want to make and I didn't fill it enough. I just want to squeeze it out here so that I get enough icing on here. So this is what the closed star tip is going to look like. But what I want to do is I'm just going to go in here and kind of smooth it around, because I want to get a nice cover on my cupcake, because this is going to be the base for the jimmies. So I'm going to use the red and the black. Now, when you use them this way, you want to make sure you don't save these. Whatever you don't use, throw them away, because you don't want them to start turning rancid because of the shortening that you have inside of your buttercream. So we're going to just go in here, and then we're just going to go in here, and we're just kind of running it around. And then if you want, you can come in here and you can kind of pat them to make sure that they're all nice. Okay. Then I'm going to take, and this is the open star, the 828. And if you're not sure, they have the numbers right here for you, okay? And we will have links to these so that if you want to buy these, if there's not a store available by you, ABC has a tremendous amount of every tip that's imaginable. So we're gonna do this. And then again, same process. See, you're already starting to be a pro. We're just gonna mark it, pull it back. I'm gonna cut it. And as you can tell, I'm not encroaching upon that and I'm not too far back. So now I know that my red icing is gonna go ahead and give me that design. Because this design, you're gonna kind of see a little bit. So you wanna make sure you see it. And wow, look at that intense red there. That's beautiful. Okay. So we got our red. Now all we're gonna do here, and if you remember making a star in the very basics, that's all we're gonna do here is we're gonna take our Mickey. Let's move these out of the way so I don't spill them. Okay. Then we're just gonna take and we're gonna squeeze. And we got our star. Then we're gonna take our Mickey. We're gonna put him right here. And you got your Mickey cupcake, complete with sprinkles inside. So you just kicked it up a notch. Next, we're gonna learn another technique and we're gonna find Dory.